It's been 20 years since child star Jonathan Lipnicki melted hearts as impossibly cute 5-year-old Ray Boyd in hit film Jerry Maguire alongside Tom Cruise and Renee Zellweger. 2 decades on, and Lipnicki, now a muscled 25-year-old and skilled at martial arts, is still working as an actor, but admits it's incredibly tough getting movie directors and producers to view him as anything other than that cute kid from Jerry Maguire. By his own admission, being an actor is a constant hustle. Still, that has not deterred Lipnicki. In recent years he's been steadily scoring roles in indie flicks and has big dreams to make it as a mainstream adult actor. And he counts himself fortunate to have a mentor in his former co-star Cruise, who he's still in touch with to this day. But don't expect the adult Lipnicki to floor you with that 90s cuteness. Rather, as a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he'd render you prostrate in a single maneuver before you could remind him that the human head weighs 8 pounds, a line he delivered so adorably to sports agent Jerry, played by Cruise, in the 1996 film. Lipnicki has trained diligently for the past 10 years in martial arts and says staying in tip-top physical shape keeps him centered and mentally strong in the dog-eat-dog world of Hollywood. Plus having a six-pack helps book more jobs too. In an exclusive interview, DailyMail.com caught up with Lipnicki at a martial arts school in his hometown of Westlake Village, California, where he attended as a guest instructor to teach some jiu-jitsu moves to a class of children aged 7-12. The Academy Award-winning film Jerry Maguire, which marked Lipnicki's acting debut, is one of the highest-grossing romantic comedies of all time. It was a verified box office smash and made a cool $274 million globally. The movie, a feel-good love story about sports agent Jerry, Cruise, who falls for single mother Dorothy, Zellweger, and her cherubic son Ray, Lipnicki, will celebrate its 20-year anniversary in December. Recalling life on the film set as a 5-year-old, Lipnicki said, "Every year the memories get less and less. But Tom and Renee were really great to work with. Everyone was really a pleasure to work with, and I got lucky that that was my first role with such a positive environment. What I remember was how warm everyone was to me." Lipnicki says he has kept in touch with a lot of the cast, but mainly with Cruise, who he emails from time to time, and last made contact with him around a year ago. "That was the last thing. I had a new car. I had a '67 Mustang for a while, and Cruise wanted to see it, so I sent him a picture of that. He's a dude." Lipnicki describes Cruise in the highest regard, and calls him his role model. He also admires how Cruise does all his own stunts, something he admits he'd love to do more of himself. He explained, "I would love to do more stunts, I just haven't had the chance to do anything too crazy. I had a fight scene with Danny Trejo in Badass 2 a few years ago, which was fun. I'd love to do more of that." Talking about how Cruise has been there for him to give career advice, he went on, "If I have a question, he's been very open if I need advice. He's always said if you have any questions, the door's always open, and he's always been really responsive and helpful." Asked what was the best advice Cruise had given him, Lipnicki praised his mentor's work ethic. "It's not even so much what he said, but modeling myself on how hard that guy works," Lipnicki explained. "If I could work half as hard as that guy works, I'll be doing really well. I mean, the professionalism and work ethic of that guy is insane. He's someone I've always really looked up to. I always will look up to him. He's always gonna be a role model because nobody I have ever met or worked with has had quite that energy where they are just. That laser focus is fascinating." Lipnicki, who is proudly Jewish and even has a Star of David tattoo on the left side of his torso, says Tom has never broached the subject of Scientology with him. "He's super respectful. When I had my bar mitzvah, he sent me a letter to congratulate me. He's honestly the most stand-up individual that I've ever met in my life," he said. Following his rise to fame on Jerry Maguire, Lipnicki went on to star in other mainstream movies including Stuart Little and the Little Vampire. Stuart Little 2 and Like Mike, released in 2002, marked his last widely released films, but after taking a break from acting for a few years, Lipnicki has since had a steady flow of roles on the independent film scene. He says he worked on 5 films last year, and has scored roles in 2 films this year, an as-yet untitled psychological thriller which he starts shooting next month, and earlier this year he shot Andover, currently in post-production, alongside Jonathan Silverman. The film is about a genetics professor who clones his dead wife in an attempt to get her back exactly as she was. High school movie Loserville, one of the projects Lipnicki filmed last year, is getting a small theater release on September 30th and sees him star alongside The Sopranos actress Jamie Lynn Sigler and Scandal star Darby Stanchfield. In early 2017, Lipnicki will be seen in the film Altitude, which he stars in and has an executive producer credit, alongside Charlie Sheen's ex-wife Denise Richards and Swedish actor and martial artist Dolph Lundgren. "It's like a female-driven Die Hard," Lipnicki explained. But while Lipnicki is getting film work, it doesn't come easily, and he's still dreaming of scoring the kind of roles that will propel him back into the mainstream. Over the years he's honed his craft with acting lessons, however, stepping out of the shadow of that cute 5-year-old in Jerry Maguire and making casting agents sit up and take note of him as an adult actor doesn't come without its struggles. As Lipnicki candidly admits, "I can give you the sugar-coated answer and say yeah, I'm picking the right projects, but it's hard. I'm gonna give you the real honest answer, it's very, very hard. It's hard. I'm in a weird spot where people think they know who I am, so maybe sometimes I don't get certain opportunities, and sometimes I do get certain opportunities because people do know that past work," he said, referring to his childhood films. "So right now it's about hustling and working hard. I go to acting class, I've done theater and just really working my butt off." He went on, "It's funny because people always wanna act in LA, they posture and act like they're super busy. But I will tell you right now, I've got stuff coming up, but at this very moment I'm unemployed." Lipnicki is a grafter, though. At 25-year-old he is financially independent and says he is lucky enough to be able to support himself to focus solely on acting. "By no means am I a multi-millionaire, but I have a really nice life and a really nice lifestyle, and I'm extremely grateful that I get to do with my life what I want right now and just focus on acting and have no other job." He wouldn't divulge how much he got paid for his role on Jerry Maguire, however he does drive a BMW. "It was my first film and they don't pay crazy on the first film. But for a 5-year-old it was amazing, it beats allowance definitely," he quipped. "But I had Stuart Little 1, Stuart Little 2, like Mike, Little Vampire, 2 different TV series, and, you know what, I'm very happy with my life, it's afforded me a great life." His mother Ronta, who works in cosmetics, and his accountant father Joseph split when he was 10 years old, but he's still close with both and is happy they've gone on to find love with other people. "I am fortunate to have great parents to support my dreams," he said. "They always ask me after every project, do you still want to be doing this, are you happy? And the answer is always yes, because I love working and I've found what I want to do for the rest of my life, and I found that very young. Perhaps it's this close parental bond that's helped him stay on the rails, unlike the many child stars before him who, like clockwork, make a train wreck of their lives, Lindsay Lohan, Macaulay Culkin and Misha Barton to name a few." Lipnicki, who these days lives with 2 close friends in Toluca Lake, says he's never done drugs, "That's not my scene," but admits he's far from perfect. It seems having good role models, such as Cruz, has always kept him focused on his career and working hard. In fact, this summer was his first vacation since 2009. He went on a cruise to Alaska with friends, something he thoroughly enjoyed, but with Lipnicki work always takes priority. He's also currently single, not dating, and broke up with his girlfriend around a year ago. Speaking about growing up, he reasoned, "I'm never gonna preach because I'm far from perfect. I lived a very normal adolescence and young adulthood and I've made my fair share of mistakes, But I think the thing that's overall kept me together on track is that I don't wanna be like everyone else before me who has fallen to those vices. I just don't wanna be another example. I want to make movies and be happy with my life, so why would I screw that up? So for Lipnicki, it's about balance and discipline. He enjoys going out for drinks with friends, and even recently did a spot of shirtless bartending at a gay bar in Hollywood while on a night out. He loves a burger and fries, but for the most part eats a clean diet prepared by his trainer. And now he has a movie to shoot next month, ensuring he is completely cut takes precedence. I've noticed a huge correlation between when I'm in really good shape and booking more jobs, and it just always kind of happens that way, he explained. Right now my trainer cooks all my food, it's all just really clean vegetables, chicken, very basic clean food. And jiu-jitsu is a great workout, as is martial arts in general, and that's a huge part of how I stay in shape. Back at the La Combi Martial Arts Studio in Westlake Village, which is just 4 blocks away from where Lipnicki grew up, and the children are excitedly assembling and waiting for their guest instructor to walk out. None of them would have been born when the likes of Jerry Maguire and Stuart Little were released, but they're still excited to be getting a lesson from a movie star. Lipnicki has the class in the palm of his hand, his supportive local community an easily pleased crowd. Moms and dads are excitedly snapping photos from the sidelines on their phones. But as Lipnicki knows only too well, the real fight for him is Hollywood. He explains this in an almost martial arts-like metaphor: life's short, I have certain dreams and I'd kick myself if I didn't do everything to reach them. I'm really motivated to prove people wrong, people who don't think child actors can transition into adult actors. And I consider myself an underdog. I like to fight like my back is against the ropes. I like to really just push for it and act like I've done 0 movies in my life.